Duff Goldman became famous as the ace of cakes. But making cakes all day long means tasting cakes all day long. So how did Goldman manage to transform his body and his lifestyle? With a little help from his newest and biggest fan. Being a famous baker surrounded by sweets every day is bound to have an impact on a guy, and Duff Goldman has surely felt the effects. As far back as 2011, the celebrity chef was forced to take measures to minimize the impact of eating desserts throughout the day for 7 weeks during production for his show Sugar High. This included off-camera eating as well, leading to unintended weight gain, and Goldman realized that it was crucial for him to return to a more careful way of considering food to give his body a break. To get back on track, Goldman took bread, sugar, and dairy off the menu and added a 5-day-a-week workout plan into his schedule. He ramped up his intake of tuna and vegetables with rice and stopped eating after 7 p.m. The result was a 30-pound loss that helped put the celebrity confectionery creative into a more healthful groove, for a while at least. In 2017, Goldman once again rededicated himself to losing unwanted weight. Following the familiar fitness guideline of allowing 90 days for a full change in habit to manifest, Goldman's routine was successful enough to be celebrated by Men's Health. They detailed the 3 key changes he made to achieve results: clean eating, more bike riding, and lifting weights. This time, Goldman took to Instagram to chronicle his progress, sharing photos and detailing his attempts to keep up with his workouts, even while traveling abroad. He also illustrated his healthier eating plan by showing off a July 4th picnic pic: burgers without buns, topped with pickles and zucchini. Sounds good, but sticking to that diet while surrounded by delicious cakes is what really showed his dedication and willpower. Any cook worth their salt knows a healthy lifestyle begins in the kitchen, so when your kitchen is filled with cakes and sweets, finding a healthy balance is going to be tricky, especially for someone like Goldman, who also has to eat a lot of fattening confections in his role as a cooking competition judge. So Goldman came up with a truly creative solution to his unique challenges: a new TV show where he didn't have to make cakes. Yes, the single-season Food Network show Ace of Taste featured Goldman outside of his usual cake zone, cooking a variety of entrees and other dishes rather than just baking more desserts. Goldman also decided to inspire others by sharing his nutritional journey. This included an inside look at his carefully structured diet after he reached a milestone weight loss of nearly 50 pounds in 8 months, and featured a meal-prepped dish dubbed the Jennifer Aniston salad. He also began posting photos of his typical meal choices, like grilled chicken and fresh veggies, and explained that he'd taken to meal planning during travels to keep his goals in sight. The response from fans was supportive and encouraging, creating a positive feedback loop that helped everyone.
I started out, I was 272, and this morning I was 233.
Adding muscle is one of the most helpful ways to maintain healthy body composition. Muscle burns calories while in a resting state, doubling the weight loss effort even at times when a workout isn't on the schedule. Goldman brought weightlifting into his plan. Combined with better nutrition, it's a successful plan for gaining strength, building muscle, and losing weight. To show just how active his weightlifting program is, and to help inspire others, Goldman launched the Instagram handle Beefcake Cookie, with the category listed as health/beauty rather than baking. He also started adding clips of his weight workouts performed at his outdoor home gym. Each post also includes an in-depth exploration of his mindset and the challenges he's faced during his fitness journey. His trademark directness and honest wit provide followers a bit of inspiration to keep on their own path toward wellness. The whole Instagram feed has the feel of a fitness journal that lets Goldman keep up with his own objectives while sharing his well-earned insight with anyone who could use some encouragement in their own wellness efforts. Weight work isn't the only way Goldman has achieved his new slimmed-down form. Bike riding has become a life-changing addition to his healthy practices, and not his usual motorcycle riding, which led to the loss of a few toes in a 2012 accident. This time, it was traditional bicycling that captured the chef's attention in 2015 when a friend asked him to take a 300-mile bike ride for charity. The ride, called Chef Cycle, takes place over the course of 3 days and raises money for the organization No Kid Hungry. Though he agreed to the ride, Goldman ended up skipping the event after a few months of training, but he gave it his best effort during the event's second year, finishing a respectable 70 miles, and ultimately completed the entire ride in 2017. His bike riding resulted in a 27-pound weight loss and a new way to stimulate his desire to maintain healthy behaviors long-term. Goldman is so devoted to the cause, he even became the host of a Thanksgiving bake-a-thon for No Kid Hungry in 2021, this time baking instead of biking. Goldman's reward for being diligent with his fitness plan? An admirable 50-pound weight loss through a 10-month process, a shape-up that's been easily noticed by anyone familiar with the Food Network superstar. Instead of photos of dramatic cakes, his feed is filled with pics of the delicious-looking yet sensible dishes that have become his usual fare. There's been a boost in Goldman's self-confidence too, as evidenced by his regular posting of shirtless workout photos to show off his progress. Still, it hasn't all been smooth sailing. A car accident in February 2024 left him with an injured hand, forcing him to create workarounds to keep up with his fitness plans.
As soon as I saw the headlights, my first thought was, that guy's going way too fast. Next thing I remember, like, this was all blood.
He's also documented back issues that required a bit of healing before he could get back to the weights and plates. Despite the challenges though, Goldman has stuck to it, showing true dedication to a healthier life. Too much dietary restraint comes with the risk of backsliding, as anyone who's ever experienced setbacks with their own fitness knows. With some sure-handed control, the most attentive nutritional program can factor in sweets and treats every so often to feed the soul as well as the body. To avoid falling too far off his program, Goldman makes room for occasional indulgences, treats that he knows will satisfy his cravings in quantities that won't derail his progress. He's even prone to keeping chilled cookie dough in his fridge as he works out new recipes for his baked novelties. What other goodies does a committed fitness figure allow into his otherwise regimented diet? Well, in 2022, Goldman tweeted that the greatest donut of all time is the blueberry donut from 7-Eleven, which is also his preferred source for coffee. And as for the cookie dough, Goldman described it as a recreation of a classic fruitcake in cookie form, hinting at another healthful change that still allows a bit of sweetness into the program. And of course, he also gets to indulge his sweet tooth with all the goodies he samples when he appears on baking competition shows, something which no doubt helps satisfy his cravings.
Everything in moderation. You know, people, you're not supposed to eat a ton of sugar. If you ate all 6 of these cookies, I'd be worried about you.
Maintaining a healthy lifestyle, especially when surrounded by the kind of temptations Goldman is regularly subject to, requires a great deal of discipline. Reminders of how far he's come in his journey toward better health have aided Duff in his diligence. As soon as he started to notice his clothes not fitting, he hung one of his shirts next to his treadmill to stay motivated. Trimming back his cake creation business after his Charm City Cakes West in Los Angeles closed, he's also taken up new activities like woodworking to fill in the gap. Though baking is still a part of his life, his other pursuits allow him to step away from the sugar shack and avoid some of those tasty temptations. It isn't just internal forces that drove Goldman to shift his thinking to a more health-oriented frame of mind. His marriage to Jonna Colbury offered serious motivation for the changes too. The two met in 2016 and spent almost 2 years together before Goldman's spontaneous proposal led to festive 2019 wedding plans. The lavish ceremony included a petting zoo, an array of fast casual food bars, and of course, a show-stopping cake, suspended from the ceiling no less, to delight and entertain guests in whimsical fashion. Goldman fell in love with Jonna at first sight, an unexpected turn of events that set him in a new direction. From the moment he proposed, Goldman noticed a shift in his life perspective. Far-off hopes like someday getting married and having children suddenly became concrete plans. This new family-oriented vantage came with a slew of reasons to add fitness and nutrition to his formula for a whole life transformation. And with the ongoing commitment to creating an enriching household, the idea of tackling health and wellness head-on became a part of Goldman's equation for happiness. When Duff and Jonna welcomed their daughter Josephine into the world, there was a shining new reason to make changes that would improve Goldman's health and hopefully extend his energy resources. Josephine was born in 2021, when Goldman was 46, and the challenge of having a new baby as an older parent fed the fire for a change, especially to elevate his energy level. She also gave him a concrete reason for making better decisions regarding his well-being, helping his progress toward a 40-pound weight loss in the course of 6 months. With the family relocated to Topanga in the Santa Monica Mountains, Goldman and family have a more serene environment to enjoy. A gym on the premises allowed Goldman to keep up with his fitness regimen during the COVID-19 pandemic and let him maintain his healthy transformation without leaving home. There's even a playpen on site to let Josephine enjoy the exercise space. With an impressionable child to fuel his desire for longevity and the need for a power boost to keep up with the demands of new fatherhood, Goldman is setting an example of perseverance and mindful living. Along with his healthy, family-oriented outlook on life, Goldman has taken on new professional opportunities too. Ace of Cakes, the Food Network show that made him famous, may have ended in 2010, but appearances as a judge on shows like Holiday Baking Championship and Buddy vs. Duff from the network have kept him in the public eye. One of the more notable series Goldman has been a part of is Happy Fun Bake Time, a Discovery Plus show that mixes Muppet-like puppets with lessons about kitchen fun aimed squarely at preschoolers and early learners. Goldman's felt and fuzz-covered co-stars come courtesy of the Jim Henson Company, the creatives responsible for the Muppets and the beloved suite of Sesame Street creatures. In fact, Goldman was inspired by the format of Sesame Street and works to infuse easy-to-digest food education with silliness and music. It's hard to imagine having a young daughter didn't help spark the idea. Goldman also made an unexpected appearance on The Masked Singer, giving him a chance to display his other talent, music. His chosen costume was McTerrier, a human-sized kilted pooch that gave the chef cover as he stepped out of his comfort zone. Goldman was booted from the running when his costume head fell off, revealing his identity during his performance of Loverboy's Working for the Weekend.
Man, we've been through a lot together. Well, not that much. I mean, it was just one song.
Luckily, he still has his baking career to fall back on. And who knows, with his healthier lifestyle and his newfound passion for woodworking, maybe Goldman will become the superstar lifestyle guru America has been waiting for.